There are a few extra tools in the new SNC set, the Streets of New Capenna set, for Angels. So Angels is an archetype, Orzhov Angels in particular, that's been around for a little while, and it was always just a little bit too slow to deal with the established players of the format. So your Esper controls, your Orzhov controls, um, your mono white aggros, everything is just a little bit too fast for what the Angels deck used to be. But with Streets of New Capenna, we did get a couple of new tools, none more important than the 2-drop Giada Font of Hope. It's a 2/2 for 2 with Flying and Vigilance. This thing's pretty pushed, honestly. That's already a pretty good stat line. But it's also a mana dork to cast your Angels on future turns, so you can afford to play a slightly lower land count to be able to not flood out and make sure you keep drawing the gas that you need. And if that weren't enough, then when an Angel enters the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter for every other Angel that you already control. Pretty big deal. These Angel decks are at their best when they go wide, so if you can get like 3 or 4 Angels in play, 4 +1/+1 counters can close the game down pretty quickly. So Giada accelerates you by giving you an extra mana, so you get to be a turn faster that way, and it gives you effectively an extra Angel worth of power on the board. So it can speed you up by 2 turns, which hopefully is enough to get the Angels deck there. The other main tool that we got, other than Rafine's Tower, which improves the mana for Esper Angels specifically, is Rafine. So it's an Esper, a 1/4 with flying, ward 1, and whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creature. This is just another way to make your Angel's butts even bigger. And big butts are important. So one of the main removal spells of choice in the format, one of the main sweepers of choice, is Meathook Massacre, which relies on opponents playing small creatures, like one toughness creatures. But our butts are pretty big. Most of our creatures have at least 3 toughness, usually 4. And by the time they're casting a Meathook Massacre that's able to wipe your board, it's already much too late. You've usually done enough damage. So we also have 1 extra copy of Elspeth Resplendent in the event that we do get board wiped. It's not a bad play to be able to punish your opponent post board wipe. You get to put a Planeswalker and a permanent into play right off the bat, so you can try to rebuild from there. But truth be told, we're trying to kill the opponents before they get to wipe our board. Hey, HD. Yeah, those corgi butts. We have some great butts over here. So we're going to jump into a standard event. There are these new constructed events that let you play into the MCQs at the end of the month now, so we don't have to play ladder ever again if we don't want to. Let's hop in and see how the deck does. Okay, so this hand is awkward. We have the Giada on 2. The Glasspool Mimic doesn't copy her super well because she's legendary. And Liesa is also kind of slow. I think I'm inclined to actually mulligan this hand. Is that crazy? We have 2 pulls to get something better. 3 pulls, really. And we can't play the Giada on 2, actually? Okay, that convinces me to mulligan this. This is significantly better. We can keep this. Giada into Resplendent Marshal is pretty good. Is Luminarch Aspirant the odd man out? Probably. Probably. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, so it could be that the Arena Matchmaker has done its magic, and we are in the mirror match, in which case mulliganing and being on the draw are significant disadvantages, and we do indeed have a mirror match right away. We find our tap land on turn 2, which is exactly when we want to find it. That's great. Probably Iganjo is a little bit more valuable than Takenuma, so I guess we're going to be playing Giada and hoping we can outsize their stuff. They have their own. That probably came off the top. You'd think that they would lead on that on turn 2 if they had it. Okay, so we find we have effectively 4 mana to cast an Angel spell, but it doesn't cast the Retribution, as I said earlier. Are we willing to trade Giadas? That's an interesting question. I'm not really sure. I think we want to keep stuff on the board because we have the Fearless Retribution. I think that's where I'm coming down on this. So let's just start. We won't attack. We'll just play Resplendent Marshal and be as mana efficient as possible. We don't get any graveyard value off of it, but I think this is fine. Obviously, we can get seriously punished here for Tell. So that's got to be like Starnheim Unleashed, right? Which is not a card that we have access to. We have these tap lands, which really kind of cramping our style a little bit. I think I'm fine to start with an attack. Am I willing to trade this for the Gyata? Probably not, but if they block, then we can Iganjo and play a tap land, and I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. No. Okay, cool. I think that's fine. So, play tap land, I think. I think the Fierce's Retribution, or the Iganjo will be useful in the future. And we'll just beef up the board a little. Starnheim Unleashed is going to be a problem. If they cast it now, it will just get them 2 angels, which isn't so bad. Assuming they have a land. They have their own Fierce's Retribution. Okay. So that's really bad news for us because theirs will go off first. So that was probably a reason to play ours first, come to think of it. So now that probably means we need to pump our stuff. How does this work again? Destroy target creature with power less than this creature's power. Yeah, so we probably just need to make something really, really big. And we can't really do that realistically. Okay, this sucks. So I guess we just have to do this ourselves. So this will kill this, this will kill this, and this won't kill anything, so we'll at least have the Valkyrie around. We'll have the Luminarch Aspirant to be able to pump something up. Yeah, okay, I hate it. But we can't really attack. This is gonna hurt. But we do have a 7/7. That's really bad. So Liesa needs to be answered immediately, because if not, then it'll keep bringing back all of their stuff that we kill. So we essentially need Liesa of our own. Yeah. Definitely misplayed this, I think. Okay, well, we did find the Liesa, so there is that. We need 7 mana to be able to do it, and we have... I want to be able to Luminarch Aspirant, use the 7/7 to kill their Liesa. But then we don't have our own. It's probably still kind of what we have to do, and then just hope not to die on the crackback. But they're going to get double strike next turn. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to do this. And this will do 12 on its own. 8. Yeah, I think we're actually just dead. At least we can Iganjo away the Gyata and chump something else. Maybe we're okay. If we get to get in with this 8/8, maybe we can find a way. We are at 18. At the minimum, they have that Starnheim Unleashed, though. Yeah, he exiles our shit too. That's inconvenient. Okay, playing around Iganjo like a pro. This is 12, 20 damage, so we need to jump. Yeah. We still don't have another angel to exile. That sucks. Okay, down to 10. And I think we're getting Starnheimed, and I think we're dead. And I think I misplayed this way back on... Oh, wow. That's going to kill the 8-8, and we're dead. Yeah. Okay. I think we misplayed this game a while ago. Like, way back on the turn where I chose not to play Fearless Retribution when I had the choice. But... yeah, I think being ahead on the clock on the Retribution is much more important than I evaluated it to be. Okay. So, removal seems pretty good. Is there anything that doesn't? Elspeth seems pretty tough to protect, so I don't mind getting rid of Elspeth. I think Wandering Emperor is a little better. Lisa seems great. Marshall leaves something to be desired, but we still kind of just need 3 drops. I have not been impressed with Luminarch Aspirant, but maybe on the play it's fine. Yeah. Maybe I don't want the Wandering Emperor. I mean, a lot of their stuff is Vigilant anyway. Maybe we don't want any Planeswalkers at all. Maybe just something like this. I think I can buy this. Just tap out every turn. All right. We draw untapped land, the hand is great. But we have 1 turn to do it. Ugh. I'm gonna send that back. Oh, God. Okay, well, at least we can bolt that in, keep this, and probably the putback is... Valkyrie. And just hope to cast the 3-drop off of Gyara, and then go from there. Hopefully they don't have an answer to this. It does dodge Power Word Kill, so there's that. Doesn't dodge Vanishing Verse, though. I think we're just curving out here, being as mana efficient as we can. They have their own Valkyrie. We found Fearless Retribution. And I have learned my lesson. We're just slamming this. We'll try to keep our life total high so that our Anthem goes off first. Circle of Confinement presumably hits the Righteous Valkyrie. No, it hits the 4/4. Interesting. I would think that the Valkyrie is a bigger threat, but I guess it would tap to kill their Valkyrie. That said, we do get to play Luminarch Aspirant next turn, tap the Valkyrie to kill theirs. Assuming they can't... Vanishing Verse doesn't hit Fearless Retribution, so there's that. That's a pretty good draw, realistically speaking. Yeah, I just want to kill this, I think. And do I want to pump the Aspirants or the Valkyries? I think the answer is the Valkyries. And I don't want to attack. It just went straight... Oh, I went into combat myself to pump it with the Aspirant. Yeah, I don't want to attack here. I just want to kill theirs. keep their board clear. Next turn, we can Legion Angel, which gets us up to 26 life, which is not high enough. But the double strike is pretty great. Only the Angel gets it. I don't think I want to put any more eggs in that basket. They can't activate the hive yet. I think I'm just going to distribute the counters among the aspirants here. Hey, Evil Empire. How are you? Because if the opponent doesn't have a removal spell for the Valkyrie, we're in excellent shape anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. And now we just get to cast Angels for the rest of the game. The truth is, though, that we may have run into a superior Angels player. Definitely feels like that. I think I just got outplayed. It is weird to immediately run into the Angels matchup when I have seen none of it in Standard up until now. So I guess what we need to do is just pump the Angel up over 5 power. In fact, up over 6 power. Because they'll be able to pump it up with the Wandering Emperor. Yeah, actually, we can't prevent that. Ugh. Okay. Well, we're gonna fire the missiles at Wandering Emperor. I think this trade is pretty good for us, honestly, if it happens. So if they just want to use their Valkyrie tap to kill one of our aspirants, I think we're pretty okay with that. Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely punished for that mulligan earlier. Yeah, we're just getting roasted here. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna scoop this up. This is not very much fun, and I'm pretty sure we're toast. Alright, we can keep this. We have Gyata into Valkyrie. Tangled Veil, you say? Okay. Yeah, let's just get our... There's no reason to ever have blue available before turn 3, I guess, so we might as well just do this. I think the same is also true of black, actually. Prosperous Innkeeper. I've been playing a lot of Explorer lately, and this triggers me. This makes me think Winota's coming. But we're just going to do our thing. We are a creature deck. We tap out, we play creatures, and hope that's good enough. Cathar is... Yeah, it is brutal, for sure. Okay. We have drawn effectively 7 lands so far. If they have another kill spell for the Valkyrie, we are in deep trouble. Flips tonight, so we have to avoid flipping it today. But luckily we can. I suspect the Retribution is going to eat a counterspell. Are we ever blocking here? Probably. Okay, so it doesn't get countered. This is pretty great. This blocks here. Yeah, I think we just put some pressure on the opponent's life total. Whatever they're doing, it involves ramping, so I think we need to kill them as quickly as possible. Next turn, we can tap the 4/4 to kill the Brute at the cost of some life, but we get our Angel back. Gala Greeters, okay. Uh-huh. Well, this flips it today. Which is actually terrible. Because now they get to take both of our things? Yeah, okay. And we draw land. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good, hand against us, frankly. But we will soldier on. Okay. Can I draw Vanishing Verse? I draw Rafine. Okay. Well, I mean, we are still drawing to some removal. The Amiria's Calls, if we get to cast them, will be pretty good. So it's not over, even if it feels like it. This feels like... Interesting. I think we're just casting this. And are we conniving? I think we are. I think we just need to find removal spells. And if they can flip it today again, obviously this is just disaster, right? They get to eat both 4/4s. But, you know, we're limited in our options here. I suppose I could have played Linvala. Oh my god. Well, this has ward. So at least we eat the treasure. We need removal in the worst way. That's still only one spell, so it won't flip today, at least. The 4/4s are still decent blockers. I mean, you can imagine a future where we win this game. It's... the odds are remote. That's kind of the start we needed. And we also have Linvala around to hexproof our stuff. Which we are actually going to need to do now because we played 2 spells and flipped it today. Great. Alright. So that's a small mistake. Probably should not have played that. Although, I guess, you know, I guess we kind of had to because they might just play 2 spells to flip it today as well. So, like, now they can't actually kill our 4/4s here. And the Fearless Retribution is going to let us go off next turn, kill Mind Flayers, kill the Cathars. We get our stuff back. You know, there's hope. That's pretty good. But it's not enough. By itself, anyway. At some point, they're going to need to start attacking. Alright, so we find land. They have... yeah, I think we're attacking with the Vigilant 4/4 and that's it. Yeah. If they want, they can block. Nope. And we want to kill this Cathar first. And then this Cathar second. And this gets us back our Rafine, this gets us back our Youthful Valkyrie. And I think I want the Rafine. Is there anything to be said for killing any of the little creatures? I think the answer is no. Give me that back. And I guess we'll hold the land to connive. Now all of a sudden, I mean, we're double striking in the air for a metric shit ton. So things are looking okay. Uh-huh. Mind Flayer is a brave choice in this meta. Not gonna lie. Yeah, taking the Valkyrie is probably strictly correct. Enhance them 13 because they have 29 life now. Great. Okay. Yeah. Definitely want to play the Aspirant first, right? And we can pump up probably the... Probably the... Probably the 4/4, and then we can try to connive with the Giada. I don't know. I think I want to attack like this. I guess we can keep Giada back if we really want to. But I kind of want to put a bunch of pressure on their life total so these things shrink. And if they have, like, Fading Hopes or something, then obviously this is just disaster. Yeah, this opponent has drawn well. Wow, these are all really good. I actually think I'm okay. I mean, it's Fearless Retribution they showed they have no answer to. I think I pitched the Legion Angel. Okay. And if we can get them under 27, hopefully significantly under 27, they lose the Anthem. And we have Fearless Retribution. And hopefully we can wipe away these Mind Flayers on a future street. I mean, this is, that's not so bad. So we get to kill whichever one of these we choose. I don't see why I would choose anything other than the Valkyrie. That's fine. I mean, we would eventually get it back, but I really don't want to die on the crackback. I think that if we can get to the second chapter of Fearless Retribution, then we're probably more than okay. Now, this is where they draw like another Brutal Cathar or something, right? Because that's just what the opponents do. What the fuck is that? 5/4 flying. Does a bunch of shit. Get out of the way. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, draw 2, discard 1. Can I just read the whole card, please? Is that allowed? There we go. When you discard a card, target creature an opponent controls gets -X, -O until your next turn, where X is the number of different mana values among cards in your graveyard. That's currently 3. That's annoying. But not the worst. We can pump up this so that it'll at least be able to kill a Mind Flayer. Drawn more land. Remarkable how many lands we drew off of the loot with Rafine as well. Okay. So I think the play is this. I think we're gonna start by killing this Mind Flayer. We are going to go to combat. Pump this. Swing, swing. Swing. Connive. Probably here, just on the vigilant thing, makes the most sense. Find 3 land. Tap. Oh, power less? Oh, I fucked up. I thought power equal was good enough. Alright. Well, we're toast at this point. That was a pretty significant mistake. That sucks. Okay, so Rafine's gone. They go to 10. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I should name my channel points anti-cheat balls. Yeah, that's... These are the ideas I go to Twitch chat for. We won! We did. Oh my god. Well, that was a game of magic. All right, give me the vanishing verses. What else? Creator's Retribution seemed great. Lisa seems pretty bad because they're not killing our stuff. I guess Wandering Emperor is removal of a kind. All of their stuff was creatures, right? So the negates don't seem very good. How does Orvar perform in this matchup? When you cast an instant or sorcery, whatever. Yeah, they're not making us discard either. Archon is not an angel, so I'm not super interested in it, and they're not really playing multiple things per turn. I think this is fine. It seems unlikely that they're not playing, like, Storm the Festival, so maybe I do want some number of negates. But I don't think so. This deck is like a synergy deck. We need a lot of, we need a critical mass of good stuff. One more cut. I think it's just probably Wandering Emperor. Everything else just seems so good. I could be convinced to take out a Rafine, but I think this is fine. Like, they're not actually attacking with their stuff. So their stuff never becomes tapped. We can't really do anything about it with Wandering Emperor. It's just basically a flash 2/2 that gives a little bit of incremental value, but that's kind of like the same can be said of like most other stuff in our deck. I'm pretty stoked to see a copy of Vanishing Verse in our opening hand. Legion Angels, great for grinding. Elspeth's great for grinding. So I'm okay with the situation. I cast Youthful Valkyrie. It lives. Great. Okay, it doesn't live. We can't get it back with the Vanishing Verse. That seems wasteful. Giada is a little late, frankly. I think the plan here is probably just going to be to play... We play Giada this turn, and it lives. The next turn we will have 5 mana available. What are we doing with 5 mana? That can't cast Elspeth. Not much. So it's probably just cast Linvala here. It's just more mana efficient. I guess it doesn't actually... Either way, we can play both of these and hold up Vanishing Verse, right? So the highest upside play is Giada in case we draw something else that's better. But next turn we have Legion Angel anyway. I'm just going to play Linvala. It's an annoying card for them to deal with. It's the most mana efficient thing. That's fine. And I'm glad we did the mana efficient thing here because now we can play Giada and Vanishing Verse. And we're happy to let them put that under the Cathar. Here's Giada. Here's Vanishing Verse. And now we have Linvala back, so if they have a Mind Flayer or something, we can sacrifice Linvala to give hexproof. And life seems okay. Okay. They should target Linvala here. because anything else gives me the choice about what to keep. And we will just let it go. Okay. So we have the option here to cast Elspeth, which seems good. Or we can just start slamming Legion Angels and hope they don't have an answer. And then cast Elspeth on a future turn. Yeah, I think I'm down for that. I assume Mind Flayer is coming. No, Blue Dragon. What does it do again? When it dies, return any number of target non-land permanents with total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands. Okay. That's inconvenient. Yeah, it's definitely annoying. It's probably Elspeth. And put a +1/+1 and vigilance counter on the Legion Angel. Yeah. We need to be able to box with the 6/6 while still putting some pressure on them. Is there any permanent we can hit here that deals with that? The answer is no. Probably want some number of Skyclave apparitions in the sideboard. First Strike or Vigilance? Doesn't actually matter. If we trade, then everything gets bounced anyway. So I guess Vigilance just because I want to be able to attack and block if they don't. Do anything. I'm going to play the Deserted Beach because I have some hope that we will eventually be able to cast the Samaria's Call. Mind Flayer, of course, is the worst possible scenario here. Are we blocking? I think the answer is yes. And we need to find a removal spell.
I won't let you harm innocent bystanders.
Interesting. Definitely interesting. We're probably going to end up letting Elspeth die here. So let's try to find... I suppose Linvala is the best possible draw.
I'll be your shield.
No such luck. We do find Righteous Valkyrie. Well, there's just... Spring is here. Windows open. Neighbors' dogs are loud. I guess it's got to be Righteous Valkyrie. And I think Fearless Retribution is like almost forced, right? Yeah, I think so. And I'm still going to hold this. So if we find like Vanishing Verse, if we find, if we get to untap, we can get our Legion Angel back. This, I think, is fine. If we double block here, they eat the 4/4, we can't get our Legion Angel back. So I guess it was nice knowing you, Elspeth.
Fall back.
Innkeeper is kind of whatever. They have their own Legion Angel, alright. Okay. So we can't... I suppose we can attack, kill their Mind Flayer, and be okay with this trade. Although, the more angels we have at the end of our next turn, the better, because everything's going to get double strike. So the play here might actually just be Legion Angel plus Rafine. If we do that, then we have to shock this in. This is going to pump the squad if we play it. Alright. Now we can attack profitably. This is Vigilant and this is 6/6. Yeah, this is great. So I think I'm just going to attack with this. Tap. Kill you. And block how you wish. I think it is important not to give anything first strike next turn if we get the option, because we don't want this to die mid-combat. And I think... I'm just going to say go. I think it's very valuable to be at 27. And I don't want to bolt in for 3. Maybe I should have just played it tapped. Now they have to play both Legion Angels. I mean... And they can attack with the 6/6. They choose not to. We get double striking Angels, which is actually really obnoxious because if they throw carry under the bus, then they get to bounce all of our stuff. So I think as much as it sucks, we just need to wait. They get to bounce 2 things. It's tough, honestly. I don't know what to do here. I think I'm fine just contributing more to the board. We'll get Amaria's Call cast for Indestructible on a future turn. And it's not like they're making huge progress in the meantime. Yeah. And we can just maintain this tension until we draw, like, Vanishing Verse to kill the dragon. That's pretty good. So now are we interested in offering this trade of Legion Angel for their stuff? I think we're actually okay attacking with the 6/6 Vigilant. Like the token. And if they block, they just bounce a bunch of our stuff to our hand that we don't care about. Okay. And we have to discard something. It's probably just the Mimic. Because we have the Valkyrie and the Legion Angels already. In fact, that's our entire board. Yeah, okay. I think this attack is fine. If they want to throw away their dragon, trade it for that, and like a Valkyrie, then we're okay with this. Because we can just replay everything. In fact, a lot of our stuff we actively want to replay. Yeah, this is fine. Just get the Valkyrie back in play. And another one. Going full DJ Khaled up in here. And you're go. Cathar hurts. But it's not the worst. We have spells. We can keep it day. In fact, we can just a Maria's Call give everything... Well, Maria's Call doesn't give our stuff indestructible because everything is an angel. However, we can attack with everything, which is 8, 14, 20, 24 damage. They need to block 14 of it. So 2 of these creatures have to be blocked. They can leave... Yeah, I think this is fine. I think I'm okay swinging out here. We're at 40. Like, what can they do? Oh, that's real good. That's so good. Okay. Like this. Yeah, I think so. Let's see how they block, and we can hopefully win. Okay. I was gonna say we have Vanishing Verse to blow out Brutal Cathar, we have Wandering Emperor to blow out any double blocks. Yeah, life felt pretty good there. Okay, we can keep this. We have a curve. Curves are good. We've been targeting Meathook Massacre decks. We have found none. We found exactly none. Stonebinder's Familiar is a card I have not seen in a little while. It feels like... I'm trying to remember. Like, this deck played like Paulo to exile cards. It played like the adventure cards, which aren't legal anymore. Alright. You have my attention, opponent. Thalia. It's weird. I'm playing a deck that doesn't care about Thalia. I never do that. If we ever want to cast Rafine, one of these has to be put down on blue, so I guess that's what we're doing. In terms of sequencing, it's probably better to just play the Valkyrie. It exposes us to, like, Valorous Stance, but, you know, if they're playing Valorous Stance in their Thalia deck, then they're just going to be sad. And we're just going to start beating down in the air, I think. Another Stonebinders, sure. I think our stuff grows faster than theirs. This is just like old school mono white aggro. You can't profitably attack here. Ooh, Glasspool Mimic. Does that change anything? I think it does. I think I just want to play that and copy the Valkyrie. Just get to that Anthem as quickly as we can. It's not like we're double spelling anyway. Could also Rafine, but it's not an Angel. It doesn't trigger the Valkyrie. I don't have anything in the bin for this. Yeah, I think we're just Glasspool mimicking up this Valkyrie. Up to 24. And I'm just swinging. They can pump up their Thalia if they want. That's fine. They are just kind of dying. There's Paulo. That... I think we can file under too little too late. It probably has to be Linvala here because she can give all our stuff indestructible next turn. I suppose Resplendent Marshal. Yeah, it's got to be Linvala, right? Nothing else makes a whole lot of sense. It's going to pump their Stonebinders Familiars. I think that is fine. Like, this deck is just so good against any aggressive strategy. Like, the life gain and the aerial assault is very hard for our opponents to deal with. They take Rafine. I am okay with this. Let's see what they do. Probably they pump up Thalia and try to attack. That is acceptable to me. Go back down to 20. So we find our 5th mana. That lets us cast Rafine if we want, but that doesn't pump our stuff. But I guess if we find another land, then that will let us double spell next turn, so it is probably the play. And can we just attack out safely? I don't think there's a need. I think I just want to do this and hold back the 3/5. Make their other attacks suck. This lets us connive. Doesn't matter which one. Let's do the prettier one. We find Vanishing Verse. That seems great. It's probably like this. Vanishing Verse is getting taxed by Thalia as well. I don't know. This is... We have 3, 5, 7, 8 in the air. I think it's this. I think I want the Vanishing Verse because it lets us get in with a bigger creature anyway. And it pumps this. Hey, Nerd Girl. How are you? We are playing creatures for once. We're beating up on mono-white players. As they so richly deserve. Hey, Manatee. Yeah, I see you say the new emote finally got approved by Twitch. I think it was like about a week ago, a little less, that they finally approved that. They're getting slow. This is where we see land Doomscar out of the opponent. I guess they can't actually because of Thalia. Cathar is fine. We have the Vanishing Verse to deal with that. It's way too sexy, I know. I don't know what Twitch was thinking when they approved it, but I'm happy they did. I think the best draw here is probably just untap land. I assume they attack with Thalia and nothing else. Actually, we can just Vanishing Verse Paulo, right? They're just dead on board at that point. Yeah, that seems better. Let's just kill them. Right, 3, 5, 8, dead. Yeah. A little resilience out of the opponent there towards the end with their removal spell, but truth be told, not all that concerning a matchup for us. Okay, so Vanishing Verse seems good. I think Liaisa, I mean, a big flying lifelinking body seems fine, even if the rest of the text is not super important. Like, our deck just seems so good against them, I don't know what to take out. Linvala is probably not the best. Fierce's Retribution is kind of slow on the draw, maybe. Elspeth seems bad. I'm happy to cut an Elspeth. And probably just cut a Liaisa. Everything else is just fine. Like, it's just really... Maybe Rafine is bad. Maybe I'd rather keep Liaisa in, cut the Rafines, and keep in Wandering Emperor. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I think we'll give this a try. Biggest risk here is we just don't draw land. But if we ever do, then I think we're in great shape. And we're on the draw. I'll keep this. This is fine. What the fuck is that corn in the toilet emote? You disturb me, Manatee. That's a pretty good draw. So I assume we are going to play Valkyrie here. It will get Cathard, and we will Vanishing Verse the Cathar at some point. That's my guess. Could also Vanishing Verse, but yeah, I don't think so. This stacks up pretty well with their creatures. This is fine. We did find the third land in a painful fashion. We're still going for it. The Righteous Valkyrie is really, really good. It blocks their stuff pretty well. We're just going to hold back, though. We are on the draw. It is our job to... It is our job to hold off the opponent here. Are we willing to trade the Valkyrie for that Sentinel? I think the answer is no, because if we're able to play the Legion Angel, we'll gain the life pack right away. We found untapped land. And now it's just Fierce's Retribution, right? Pumps our, gains 4 life, gives us a blocker, lets us machine gun down their stuff next turn. Yeah. The alternative is a Legion Angel, which does the same thing, but without the Saga in play. And also Wandering Emperor. Nah, it's just Retribution here. And our stuff gets huge. No attacks. So this can be pro-white, essentially, right? It can't be blocked. Yeah, it's hexproof and can't be blocked by white. Sure. So it's essentially pro-white. A little better. That's really, really, really good, right? I think. Well, we can also just Wandering Emperor minus on the 5/4. And probably nothing bad can ever happen to us ever again. Yeah, I think so.
My judgment is final.
Yeah, this is fine. And we kill you. And we kill you. And good luck coming back from that. Is this where they scoop? Not yet. I guess this is the thing they want to kill the least, so I'll put the counter there.
Remember your training.
They're on 4. And they're dead. Okay, cool. But hopefully they're just playing creatures like the last opponent was. This hand's great. We like this. I think I'm inclined to play Dimir's Call tapped on 1, so I can just go Giada into Legion Angel. Dismal Backwater. Okay, so some kind of... Okay, well, that solves that problem. So some kind of Dimir control. Hopefully most of their removal is Metook Massacre based. Man, the tech. Who's the life gain deck now? Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. I'm gonna ignore that. There's probably some combo here I don't know anything about, but like, come on. This is like some Dimir deck that's playing creatures. It's like the only Dimir deck I think I know that does that is zombies. It's a weird idea to put equipment in your zombies deck. I don't know what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen. We are off the map here. If we get to untap with Giada, then we're in excellent shape, obviously. Displacer Beast, 3/2. Venture into the dungeon. Okay. So I've been playing the Explorer Best of 3 queue. And it's tough to get an edge in that queue, I've got to say. Like, all of the decks, for the most part, are Tier 1. Absolutely outstanding. Like... really hard to deal with, hard to get any edge at all. This seems incredibly soft by comparison. So Venture into the Dungeon, I'm guessing could still run some kind of board wipe. Legion Angel still seems just like absolutely correct here. still play ahead of any Meathook Massacre, and then next turn, if they don't remove Gyata, then we'll be able to play Liesa, which will be an enormous pain in their ass. So I think we're okay with the game as it is unfolding. They also just kind of have not done anything. I don't know. I underestimate these decks at my own peril. Bind the Monster. CGB's preview card from Kaldheim, if I remember correctly. Not bad against Angels, honestly. They effectively gave our Legion Angel haste. And it doesn't... Like, the Gyata ability still counts it as in play. So, things obviously could be worse. We're just going to attack and play Liesa? Yep, sounds good to me. The Bind the Monster deck probably not running board wipes, I wouldn't think. And our hand is gas. So, single target removal probably not going to be where they want to be against us. And we are firmly on the front foot with a giant 6-power lifelinker in the air. Draugr Recruiter. Boast. Get a creature back from your bin. Okay, yeah. I think we're safe. They choose wisely not to attack into the 6/7. And we're just Valkyrie plus Legion Angel. And do your worst. Yeah. Who cares about board wipes? Shadow's Verdict doesn't do it. We still get to keep our bigger flyers. Glimpse the Cosmos. You got it. Yeah, I think these standard events are basically printing free value. I don't think that's true for Explorer, but for standard, you do just run into this stuff from time to time. And it's just free money. Okay, so Dimir stuff. Is this one of the starter decks, actually? Maybe it is. I don't know that I want to change anything. Elspeth seems reasonably good against what could turn into a control deck post-sideboard. I think this is exactly fine as it is. I don't think I'm going to change anything until I see something else out of them. Our opponent did not take much time to sideboard. I feel like we are up against one of the starter decks here, and I just don't know it. Also, it looks like I will not have time for another best of 3 event, but I probably will have time for a best of 1 event. So if there's a deck that you guys want me to play in best of 1, feel free to dump it in the chat. I haven't found anything that I'm truly in love with. In any format, if you guys want me to play Historic, Standard, Explorer, whatever. Any best of 1 deck. We have Valkyrie into Valkyrie. We need to find one more land to be able to do it, but I think I am okay with this. The hand will be good or bad depending on how good Vanishing Verse is in the matchup. Vanishing Verse against artifacts is probably like reasonably good. This card makes me think Greasefang already. I've been playing way too much Explorer. So we're concerned about like Obnixilis here, but I don't think we're concerned enough about Obnixilis to take a turn off to just remove something. So I'm just going to play the Valkyrie here. Obnixilis not nearly so good if you can just attack him. If they want to trade the Harvester with the Valkyrie, I'm totally okay with that too. No, it looks like the plan here is to attack and then cast Obnixilis, which is fine with me. No. We're cracking a blood. Pitching a land. Okay, so their hand can't be that good. Alright. So the Blood-Tithe Harvester will be able to kill... Now that they've sacked one of the Bloods, they're going to be able to kill something with 2 toughness, and I don't think there's anything in our deck that fits that bill. Question here, then, is whether we're going to play the Righteous Valkyrie or whether we're going to play Linvala. And I think the answer is just Righteous Valkyrie. Right? Maybe not. Maybe we want Linvala down. If they have a removal spell, I'd rather be able to play the Valkyrie safely next turn, even though it doesn't gain any life. Yeah, I think it is Linvala here. And we are going to get our attack on. Right. Maybe we're not, honestly. Maybe we're just supposed to hold back and block the Blood-Tithe Harvester. Alright, yeah, I think I've convinced myself. Having a wide board can be valuable for us later. Obviously, if the Valkyrie ever gets us to the point where the Anthem effect takes over. We are out of land. So that synthesizer does not create blood, so the Valkyrie is safe. As is Linvala. They found land off the synthesizer. And they can't attack. Great. It does suck. I think we do have to play the Glasspool Mimic, unfortunately, as a land. Yeah. I would love to be able to copy the Righteous Valkyrie with it, but I also really want to get Liaisa in play. So this is what we're doing. I guess this should be done post-combat if I'm going to attack. And I am. We're going to attack with Linvala. Vanishing Verse doesn't seem great against them, come to think of it. Like, almost all of their good stuff is multicolored. I guess, like, they could have the Tenacious Underdog, which would be a problem. So they're representing Voltage Surge here, I think. Threatening to pitch the synthesizer and do 4 damage to something. I am fine just taking 1. I don't want to sacrifice... Basically, we'd be trading Linvala for the Epicure, because we'd have to sacrifice Linvala. Okay. That's fine. Meat Massacre. Yeah, so that will kill Righteous Valkyrie. Or that will kill everything but Righteous Valkyrie. We're going to sacrifice the Linvala anyway so they don't get the Meat Massacre trigger. And I guess Indestructible? Now we have Valkyrie in play. Untapped land lets us get Liaisa down, which is exactly what's going to happen. We could actually just play Elspeth, which is not the worst either. If they have another Meat Hook Massacre, we'll be very sad if we don't get the Liaisa down. What could we hit off of Elspeth that we would want? Rafine. I don't think anything is better than Liaisa here. And we can Elspeth next turn if that's what we decide we want to do. I think this is much safer. Also, it's a big life linker in the air. So it gets us to 27 that much faster, which pumps the Valkyrie, which puts a ton of pressure on them. Here you go, creating another Fable. That's going to get Vanishing Versed. Is it going to get Vanishing Versed immediately? We can just Elspeth and, like, go to town on them. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about them attacking and getting another treasure? I think that's acceptable when we have Liaisa in play. What are we worried about? They could have up Nixilis, but they haven't had that all game. Screw it. Let's play Elspeth.
There have to be answers about my past here.
These are not the best hits, it must be said. I guess I want this. Because it gains the life. It has a shield token. It's hard for them to kill. Makes our other stuff that comes in later bigger. And we're just going, right? I think I'm okay trading the shield token on the Gyata for the 2-2 if they attack with it. Do I want it? Yeah, I want to do this. I want my mana. We have a lot of 4 drops in the deck. Yeah, we're gonna keep Elspeth around if we can help it. And what do you got for me? If you have Meathook Massacre, then that I think is fine, because all of this stuff comes back to our hand. So they need, like, removal spell for Lieza and board wipe. And even in that case, we have an Elspeth left over. So I think we're okay. That is fine. Yeah, so we get the Valkyrie back, and we find Rafine, which is not like the best combo. This not being an angel has really not impressed me, to be honest with you. I don't really want to go all into another Meathook. That seems bad. So I think the play here is just Rafine attack with Viata.
This is your fault.
And I want lifelink because I want to get to 27 for the Valkyrie. Actually, if I do that, Monarch Aspirant. I think I'm fine pitching a Vanishing Verse. This will grow, and they have 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, possibly 8 mana, which is a Meathook for 6. Valkyrie's gonna pump the squad for 2+2/+2. Yeah, it's not good enough. It's the Meathook still kills everything. Alright, we're just gonna pump the brakes and go slow then. We have Vanishing Verse to kill Kiki Jiki. I think life is okay. Voltage Surge, that seems good. They paid the ward. What do they get? Epicure is fine. A lot of blood. I think Kiki does need to die. Okay, they pitch Ob Nixilis. Respecting our creatures. And we're just going to Vanishing Verse Kiki Jiki here. And we find Youthful Valkyrie and Righteous Valkyrie. So, yeah. Did we have them dead? We had 6, 7 power, 8. So they weren't dead. They were at 9. They could have found like a Meathook the next turn or something, but I guess they didn't want to play with me anymore. Too bad. Okay, so Vanishing Verse, maybe 2 is the right number, just given how badly we need an answer to Kiki Jiki. How do we feel about Negate? I think Negate is okay. Question is, what do we take out for it? They showed us Ob Nixilis, so like I'm tempted to bring in Orvar. But like a good opponent will probably board out Ob Nixilis here, I would think. I don't know. It's in the sideboard. It's obviously in the sideboard for Ob Nixilis. We're gonna bring it in, and if we don't see Ob Nixilis in game 2, then we'll take it back out. But we came here to play Orvar. Let's do it. Rafine has not impressed. Voyager's Retribution doesn't seem that great either, actually. It's just a really expensive 4/4 because we're not really killing a lot of their stuff with anything else. So maybe it's just this? Wandering Emperor seems pretty good. Maybe I just want to cut all the retributions. Maybe. Yeah, one seems okay. Let's try this. I actually don't know. This is Martin Yuza's deck. He actually did give a sideboard guide to go with it. And I probably should have read it, but I didn't, and here we are. Can't keep that. Alright, so we keep this, and it's got to be one of the Planeswalkers that go back. We just keep the 2/3/4 curve and be happy, right? It's this. Yeah. I think Elspeth is good in the matchup, but the one of, nice. So Unlucky Witness is decent sacrifice fodder for Ob Nixilis. We can Vanishing Verse it to deny Ob Nixilis, but I don't think that's what I want to do. This is probably like Deadly Dispute. But I doubt they want to do that. Okay, well, shows what I know. So you wouldn't do this if you had Ob Nixilis in hand, right? You'd keep the creature in play to be able to sacrifice it there. Sure, I think this is fine. They have a bunch of experimental synthesizers. Actually, only one. They only get to play one. They find a Fable they're not going to be able to play, so that's great. And Unlucky Witness. Okay, this is fine. We're just going to keep doing stuff. I think we play this on black in case we find Rafine. And yeah, Righteous Valkyrie it up. It's pretty good. Opponent is doing a lot of dirtling over there. But they're making progress, and if we don't hit our land drop, then actually our hand is very top heavy. We do find land. It is tapped, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we're saying go. I mean, the opponent could play something like Lolth, and we'll want a Vanishing Verse that. You have another Vanishing Verse? Or Deadly Dispute? I guess you do. They've drawn a ton of cards, but... yeah. Anvil plays around Vanishing Verse pretty effectively. We are not Vanishing Versing the Epicure. That's not happening. Is that all four, by the way, out of curiosity? 1, 2... No, it's just 3. Okay. Bankbuster. That dodges Vanishing Verse. Yeah, we're just slamming Retribution. I assume the 4/4 is going to die. We feel very, or I feel at least, very behind here. Another card that dodges Vanishing Verse. Maybe both of those were supposed to come out, honestly. And another Ray of Enfeeblement. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can play Liesa for, like, no value. Like, she will certainly die. I think we just have to hold up Wandering Emperor here, even though it means that we will not get any value off the 3rd chapter of the Retribution. But it's us on the back foot now. Opponent is just getting to execute their game plan more or less unopposed. Tenacious D. Not blitzed. We're just going to exile that, I think. They have too much Too many ways to get value off of their creatures. I think I want to keep the board small. Be Vanishing versus job to kill the underdog.
I have got new moves to teach you.
And it's probably just that. We can send Liesa out to her death. That seems wrong. I think we're just supposed to Vanishing versus the underdog. And we're probably supposed to do it now. Yeah. This way, if they have a sacrifice effect for it, at least they have to crack one of their treasures to do it. Opponent goes into the tank. Tough call. Maybe I'm supposed to hold up the Vanishing Verse in case they activate Hive. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, the fact that this is the best thing they've got, strongly suggests to me that this hand is, like, literally all removal.
See you later.
That's pretty bad news, too. Marshall. Alright, I mean, here we go. Just gonna slam this and see what happens. It does fade the third Ray of Enfeeblement, I guess. This is interesting. So, like, their plan is to actually attack with the 4/4 next turn. Otherwise, you wouldn't crack the treasure to do it. Well, let's just see if we can kill them. Yeah, they are attacking. I think Ray of Enfeeblement is a big enough threat that we're not blocking. It's also possible they want to knock me down to maybe take 2 damage so they could meat hook for 3 and keep the Bankbuster around. Nixilis, okay. So they did keep it in.
I'm not afraid of you. You work for me now,
Am I discarding card? I don't think so.
Pleasure doing business.
Another Bankbuster, jeez. I'm just gonna draw their whole deck. Alright, I mean, we have enough mana to do everything now. We'll do this while there's still an angel in our graveyard. And we're going to attack, and Liesa's going to die. I would assume. Yeah, and I think we do have to target up Nixilis. Alright, maybe they're out of answers? For now?
Wipe that smug look off your face.
For x equals 6.
You started this fight, but I'm going
Maybe we can blow them out? Okay, this is fine.
to strike.
We still get the Marshal back anyway. They had to kill their own Kiki Jiki to do it. Exile another card, so this doesn't matter. We don't want to exile anything. Okay. We're kind of doing it. A little bit. Valkyria. Marshalia. Token. Your go.
Guards, to me.
All of a sudden, like... So they still have 2 effective cards, right? With the Bank Buster and the Synthesizer. So we're still behind. And now we're very behind. The Meathook Massacre, not generally great against us, but obviously once they reach this point in the game with this much mana, no amount of toughness in the world is going to stop the Meathook Massacre from working. And they're going to kill the Emperor. I don't know what gets us out of it here. It probably needs to be Elspeth, and I think she's at the bottom of the deck.
Until next time, then.
Yeah.
Defy me.
So if we don't find anything good here, I think I will just scoop this game up. Okay. Yeah, you got it. Closer than it probably should have been. And so Vanishing Verse, I think, is just probably bad, given the way they boarded. Negates, I think, are better. And is this it? Is this all I want to do? That was on a Mola 6. Fierce Retribution seemed pretty awful as well. It's just such a bad tempo play, and the token just dies. Maybe I want the negate here. So just take out all of these. Sure. Try this. Yeah. We can't keep this. This is not good enough, unfortunately. Even if we draw an untapped land, the curve will not be... We won't have a very good curve. We need lands and curve filler, and we can't expect both to happen. This is, I think, is okay. We can keep this, and I think the put back is going to be the second Giada. And hopefully we're just able to ride the Giada of value. I am guessing that Ray of Enfeeblement is coming. Maybe it is, but they haven't been able to find it yet. They haven't been able to find the mana to cast it yet. I think I like this. Representing Spell Pierce. I don't think it matters what we do, how we tap, so at least give them something to think about. Okay, now they know we don't have Spell Pierce. And unfortunately, this extra land doesn't let us cast Elspeth, because Giada only casts Angel spells, so we're forced to just live with Negate here. I think I want to be able to do this without bolting. So we'll just say go. Tenacious Underdog's a good one. We find Rafine's Tower. So Meathook next turn is a threat. But I don't think we can take a turn without progressing the board here, so I am just going to slam Elspeth here in the interest of tempo.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more about this.
And hit like nothing.
My city, and I'm going to protect it.
Almost literally nothing. We almost completely whiffed. They are at 12. Yeah, Ray of Enfeeblement turns out to be really, really, really good against us. And they've managed to kill everything. Mulling to 6, kind of painful against the single target removal. That's not bad. So unfortunately, if they jam Obnixilis, I think I'm fine denying this card draw here. Sure, this is fine. They can blitz this back, and I am okay taking 3 here, because we're just going to get Legion Angels in play. They're at 8. Are they likely to have any discard 1 effects that I can't just, like, other than Obnixilis? I think the answer is no. I want my mana down? I guess I don't. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll hold it. For safety. Did they find another removal spell? They find a Meat Hook Massacre that they can't usefully cast here, so that's fine. And there's Kiki Jiki. And we're gonna go face. And if they have Meat Hook Massacre, we'll still have another Legion Angel in hand. So this plays around single target removal. And we just hope they don't have it. And they get a lot of looks. They get a lot of looks at Meat Hook Massacre here. But hopefully we can rebuild, even if they do find it. They did discard 2 cards. They did find it. Probably supposed to attack first there, but maybe not. Synthesizer's good. And now we get to play 2 Legion Angels. So they need another Meat Hook Massacre. I guess they don't technically. Like, single target removal, they're at 6 now because of the last one, so they stay alive. They're digging. That's not it. That doesn't do it either. Unless they have untapped land. If they do have untapped land, it's over. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, I mean, when they find all the meat hooks. I guess we're just playing this to try to kill them. I'm gonna hold the Aganjo to kill their blocker. Yeah, this seems rough. How many meat hooks have they played? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that... I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter so much. If we can just start drawing angels. Uh-huh. Yeah. So we can't copy that, obviously, because it's legendary. Jeez. Yeah, I think this is over. But there's just enough equity that I'm not willing to scoop it up yet. Like, we could draw Righteous Valkyrie and be able to copy it, and 2 Righteous Valkyries is possibly enough. And they are kind of on empty here, but the Tenacious Underdog is really good. This is so aggressive that it makes me think that they also found a removal spell already. Like, if they could just show me removal spells in hand, I'd quit. Well, I assumed they would hold it, actually, because our out is to draw, like, Righteous Valkyrie off the top. Alright. You're telling me there's a chance. You took Massacre number 4. Yeah. All in the top 30 cards. Yeah, that's gonna be enough for me. Okay. So 3-2. Not the best showing in the world. I think that I did play the first match pretty badly. The mirror match. But I do think, again, that the... I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot that we could have done in the last match there against Rakdos. So 3 wins is like enough to... It's not quite going infinite, doesn't make all your money back, but it's close.